One consists of sources and characteristics, public health and environmental impacts, factors affecting waste generation rate and characteristics, then the roles of the public and role of NGO in the waste management techniques, and what are the elements of the municipal solid waste management plan. Okay, so these are all the topics that is covered under the unit 1. Right, now we will straight away go to the unit 1 in detail. So first of all, you must understand what is a waste. Okay, see, when you look at the past, some 100 years or even some 10 years back, when you look at the quantity of the waste that is produced in every country will be very greater, will be lesser compared to the waste that is generated right now. Okay, in this decade and in this coming years. The reason is increase in the production and consumption processes. Because of this reason, society generate and reject many solid materials regularly. That is not a one-time process, regularly, and these solid waste materials are rejected from the sectors like agriculture, commercial, domestic, industrial, and institutional. And from institution, right? So due to the production, okay, as the population is going on in the increasing trend, okay, as the population is going on in the increasing trend, and the death rate is reducing. Because of the reduction in the death rate, because in the minimization of the death rate, okay, all manufacturers need to produce huge quantity of the products to meet out the demand of the population, right? So because of this increase in production, the waste generation is also increased as the consumption is increased. So naturally, thereby the waste generation is also increased and the waste rejection is also increased. Okay, so considerable volume of the waste thus generated and rejected is called as solid waste. Okay, so what do you mean by a solid waste? The considerable volume that is generated and rejected is called as a solid waste. So in other words, solid waste can be defined as the waste arising from human and animal activities that are normally solid in nature and discarded as useless or unwanted. Okay, so waste or unwanted or unusable materials. Okay, it can be discarded after a primary use, or it is worthless, defective, and of no use. So generally, when you talk about the solid waste, we can define a solid waste as a material which is said to be unwanted or unusable or defective or worthless. Okay, or worthless. For example, I'll tell you, if you're eating some biscuits, okay, if you're eating some biscuits, you will be consuming only the biscuit which is there inside the packet, and naturally the packet or the wrapper which is covering the biscuit, we felt that that is unusable, so we'll be throwing that paper or wrapper. Okay, it will be rejected. Okay, and naturally that waste will be thrown away from our house. So those thrown away material or collected together or collectively called as the waste. Some people may throw the papers, wrappers, or some people may throw away the some materials, household materials like TV or laptop, whatever may be, whatever which is in the form of a solid nature, okay, and which we feel as worthless, that is thrown away, that is collectively called as a solid waste. Okay, so this solid waste can be generated from agriculture sector, commercial sector, domestic sector, industrial and institutional sector. Institutional means from the school building, okay, from the schools, from the colleges, okay, so from government buildings, from police station, like that. So all these are coming under the category of institution, right? So commercial means like the malls, cinema theater, public parks, okay, so those places are coming under the category of commercial. Domestic means from the uh, from the house. From industry means we have so many industries, right? So plastic manufacturing industry and clothing industry, dairy industry, leather industry. So many number of industries are there. So some materials will be left out, will be left out from those industries which is discovered, which will be discarded, and those are all coming under the category of the industrial sector. And agriculture, naturally, so agriculture, for example, if everything goes on well, if you have a good rain, okay, and if you have a very good climate, very good weather, okay, and we have everything in a proper manner, then the agriculture will be going on smoothly. Nothing will be, nobody will be worried about it. But if there is any unexpected natural calamities occur, for example, a heavy rain, a flood, okay, or a cyclone, then what will happen to the agriculture? What will happen to the crops? So the majority of the crops will be destroyed, okay, because of this reason. So those crops will not be used, okay, so those crops will be unusable or worthless, that will be discarded. These are all the waste from the agricultural sector. Okay, in some you might have heard that the places or the cities which are all nearby the forest area, right? So if that area is said to be the agricultural area, then the crops in that particular places will be destroyed by the elephants, which will be entering into the cities or towns to get their food. Okay, so because of the because in the forest, due to the unavailability of the food, okay, so those animals will be entering into the town and they'll be searching the place in which they'll be getting a food, and there they'll be entering into it, and they there they'll be destroying the crops. So by that way also the waste will be generated from the agricultural sector. Okay, I think now you would have understand about the solid waste. Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you hear me, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So due to the rapid production and consumption, the society will generate a waste. Okay, it could be from the agriculture, commercial, domestic, industrial, or institutional. which we feel as worthless, those materials are discarded. Those materials are rejected or thrown away. Okay. So solid waste or the organic and inorganic waste materials such as product packaging, grass clippings, furniture, clothing, bottles, then the refuse from kitchen, paper, appliances, paint cans, batteries, etc., which are produced in a society, okay, which do not generally carry any value to the first user. Okay, so if you buy a product, right, so in that particular product, only the usable material will be used by the primary user and the remaining material will be rejected. Okay, so that rejected material could be a usable material for some other people. Okay, that we are not worrying about it, right? So only the thing what we are rejecting is considered here as a waste material. That's it. And this is coming from the first user, right? What are all the discarded material or rejected material from the first user is said to be a waste. Okay, it's said to be a waste, right? See, this solid waste is divided into many categories, right? So, this solid waste is divided into municipal solid waste, hazardous waste, then wastewater, that is sewage waste, then surface runoff, radioactive waste, and biomedical waste, right? So, it is divided into, it is classified into municipal solid waste, hazardous waste, then surface runoff, wastewater, radioactive waste, and biomedical waste, right? Now we are getting into the subject that is nothing but municipal solid waste, right? So all the solid waste can't be treated as a municipal waste, can't be said as a municipal solid waste, right? So it is commonly known as a trash or garbage in the United States and rubbish in Britain. Okay, as far as India is concerned, we are just saying that as a municipal solid waste. That's it. Okay, but the name is trash or garbage in US and rubbish in Britain. It is said so like that in the respective countries. United States and Britain as garbage and rubbish. So it is a waste type consisting of everyday items that are discarded by the public. Okay. So whatever the items that are all discarded by the general public after the use, after some use, then those waste are known as a municipal solid waste, right? So I think you all able to access your chat box, right? Yes or no? So what do you understand by the solid waste? Can you write it in the chat box, all of you? See, from the lecture or from my presentation, what do you understand about the solid waste? What do you understand by the solid waste? Just type it in the chat box. I think you all can access the chat box, right? Ajay Balaji. Can you hear me, Ajay Balaji? Am I
Yes, ma'am.
audible to you? Yeah. Can you, I think you can access your chat box, right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay. Yes, I got some replies from you people. Many of you have replied. தயவு செஞ்சு கூகுள்ல ப்ரௌஸ் பண்ணிலாம் எழுதாத, உனக்கு என்ன தெரியுதோ அதை மட்டும் எழுது, புரியுதா? ஓகே. ஸோ சாலிட் வேஸ்ட் அப்படின்னா என்ன உனக்கு புரிஞ்சுது நடத்தின வரைக்கும்? ஸோ வேஸ்ட் ப்ராடக்ட் disposed in solid form is called as solid waste. Vidran has given this answer. Unwanted material or unusual material. Akash, not unusual, unusable. Can't be used. It is not unusual. It is unusable. Okay, okay. So unwanted or unused material collected from agriculture, commercial. Very good. Food waste, yes, sabari. Then Akshay Kannan, waste product. Yes. Waste product which is rejected in solid form. Very good. Okay. Can you say some example? Can you type some example in the chat box for the solid waste? Food waste, sabari has written already. Some other example. Some other example. You can give some other example. Yes, food waste, broken plastic. Very good. Plastic bags. Then what else? So there are huge classification of solid waste. Okay. We have variety of solid waste. You can write anything, whatever you are seeing. Okay. After some time, it will be rejected only. Whatever you are seeing right now, for example, you are using a phone, right? You are attending your class. For attending a class, you are using a mobile phone, or you might have used some of you have used a laptop. Even those laptop and that mobile phone, after some time, it will become worthless. It can't be used for anybody. Okay, so naturally it will be rejected, or it is assumed as a worthless for a primary use, right? Primary user, right? So that is also coming under the category of the solid waste, right? Yeah, come on, type your answers. Example of the solid use, I mean solid waste. What are the examples of the solid waste? Come on. Yeah, I have received some of the answer. Waste tires, very good. What else? See, you people are a civil engineer. You're going to be a civil engineer, right? After 1 year, you will get your degree, right? So you will get your degree as a civil engineer. So in your context, okay, in your genre, you imagine what? Yes, scrap metals, very good. What else? See the buildings. I told you previously that what are all you looking now, looking at, which is there around you, will be a waste after some time, after some years, or after some days. Yes, exactly. Demolished building waste. Very good. So, if the PW department feels that the particular building is not worthless, and it will be a harmful one to the people who are all living in it, they'll be doing it, they'll be demolishing it. Okay, waste plants. Very good. Yes, construction debris. Yes, Durai Mani has given this answer. Construction debris. Yes, construction, shall we say in this way, construction and demolition waste. Okay, so it is abbreviated as C&D waste. Okay, construction and demolition. Okay, construction and demolition waste. So the municipal solid waste consisting of all the discarded food waste, right? So in that food waste, discarded vegetables, discarded fruits, right? All these will be coming under the food waste. Then we have papers, plastics, right? iron material. Yes, iron material is medical waste. Okay, medical waste will not be coming under this municipal solid waste. Okay, அதாவது டொமஸ்டிக் ஏரியால இருந்து என்னென்னலாம் வேஸ்ட் வருமோ அது மட்டும் தான் முனிசிபல் சாலிட் வேஸ்ட்னு சொல்றோம். ஸோ டொமஸ்டிக் ஏரியா அப்படிங்கும்போது என்னன்னா டொமஸ்டிக் அதாவது வீடு பிளஸ் இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்கூல்ஸு காலேஜ் பில்டிங்ஸ்லேருந்து வரக்கூடிய வேஸ்ட்டு, அப்புறம் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, ஒரு பப்ளிக் லைப்ரரியாக இருக்கலாம், ஒரு பப்ளிக் பிளேஸ், ஏதாவது ஒரு ஒரு போலீஸ் ஸ்டேஷனாக இருக்கலாம், இல்லை ஒரு ஃபயர் ஸ்டேஷனாக இருக்கலாம், ஒரு கவர்மெண்ட் பில்டிங்காக இருக்கலாம், ஓகே, ஒரு இன்கம் டேக்ஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட், இந்த மாதிரி இடத்துலேருந்து வரக்கூடிய வேஸ்ட்டு. சரியா? அதுக்கப்புறம் ஏதாவது சின்ன சின்ன இண்டஸ்ட்ரி உங்கள் டொமஸ்டிக் ஏரியாக்குள்ளேயே இருந்துச்சுன்னா, இப்போ சி மெஜாரிட்டி ஆஃப் த industry will not be located in the domestic area. See, there is some norms in which production form must be installed. Okay, it should be far away from the domestic area. So only a limited industry will be located inside the domestic area. For example, a dairy industry, okay, a clothing industry. So the waste which will not harm the surrounding or harm the people who are all living around it, then those industry can be there inside a domestic area. Okay, can be located inside a domestic area. So the waste from those industries, okay, then what else, from parks, from public places, like from the places from the malls, places like malls, okay, supermarket. ஸோ இதுலேருந்து வரக்கூடிய வேஸ்ட் மட்டும்தான். இப்போ நீங்கள் சொன்ன மாதிரி மெடிக்கல் வேஸ்ட் ஆல்ரெடி ஆண்டனி சொல்லியிருக்கான் மெடிக்கல் வேஸ்ட்டு. ஸோ மெடிக்கல் வேஸ்ட் வந்து என்னன்னா, இட் இஸ் கம்மிங் ஃப்ரம் த வாட் டு சே, ஃப்ரம் த ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ஸ். Okay, from the hospitals. Okay, and it could be coming from the what is that, labs, medical laboratory. Okay, pathological laboratory. So pathological laboratory means what? The lab in which you will be giving your blood to be tested, okay, urine to be tested, or your fecal matter to be tested, right? So all this will be tested under the pathological lab. So that is also coming under the category of the medical waste. Okay, it can be said as a biomedical waste. Okay, biomedical organic substances, so it is called as a biomedical waste. Okay, injection. So all these things are a medical waste, and so those waste will not be coming under the municipal solid waste category. Have you got my point? Even agricultural waste will not be coming under the category of the municipal solid waste. Okay, so majority of the organic waste will be both organic and inorganic, but in the municipal solid waste, much quantity or much percentage will be comprising of, will be comprised like organic waste only. Okay, right. See, when you're talking about the medical waste, we have a category called hazardous waste. See, look at the kind of waste. You have radioactive waste, biomedical waste, and hazardous waste. Right? Okay. See, this biomedical waste will be hazardous in nature. Hazardous abdina, it will harm the human being. Okay, it will harm the human being. So hazardous abdina என்னன்னா, எந்த வேஸ்ட், ஏற்கனவே நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன் கிளாஸ்ல, எந்த வேஸ்ட் எல்லாம் ரியாக்டிவிட்டி இருக்கோ, ஓகேவா, எந்த வேஸ்ட்லாம் ரியாக்ட் ஆகுமோ, அடுத்தது வந்து எந்த வேஸ்ட் எல்லாம் டாக்ஸிக்காக இருக்குமோ, டாக்ஸிக்னா என்ன, நம்ம ஹியூமன் பீயிங்க்கு என்விரான்மெண்ட்டுக்கு வந்து ஹார்ம்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்குமோ, டாக்ஸிக்காக இருக்குமோ, எந்த வேஸ்ட்லாம் ஈஸியாக வந்து தீப்பிடிக்குமோ, ஓகே, இக்னைட்டபிலிட்டி, ரியாக்டிவிட்டி, டாக்ஸிசிட்டி, இக்னைட்டபிலிட்டி, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி இருந்துச்சுன்னா அதுக்கு பேர் நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்னா ஹசார்டஸ் வேஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். ரைட்? ஸோ வென் யூ லுக் அட் த மெட்டீரியல் விச் இஸ் கலெக்டிவ்லி கால்ட் அஸ் அ முனிசிபல் சாலிட் வேஸ்ட், those materials will not be reactive, will not be ignitable, will not be, what to say, toxic. It will not be toxic. When you take a paper or when you take a food waste, so those waste are not at all toxic in nature, are not at all reactive in nature. It will not react. Those are all inert material. Solid. Soil எடுத்துக்கோங்க. Soil இருக்கட்டும், ஒரு sand இருக்கட்டும், இதெல்லாமே வந்து inert. It will not react. So those waste are said to be a municipal solid waste. Medical waste or biomedical waste will not be coming under the category of the municipal solid waste. Right? Have you got my point? Yeah. So moving to the next slide. See, look at this picture. So you have a dustbin. In that dustbin, you will be able to see some waste, which is rejected. Okay. So this kind of dustbin will be kept only in your domestic area, right? In our domestic area. Okay. So in this dustbin, you might have seen, you will be able to see only the material which are all discarded from the domestic area. Okay. So agricultural sector will not discard the waste like this, right? Next slide. What is a scenario that is existing in India, with respect to the solid waste that you are going to see now, right? So 7.2 million tons of hazardous waste are generated every year. So for one square kilometer of additional landfill area every year, so rupees 1,600 crores for treatment and disposal of these waste is used. Actually, 1,600 crores of amount is poured in treating and disposing these kind of waste. In addition to this, industries discharge about 150 million tons of high volume, low hazard waste every year, which is mostly dumped on open low lying land areas. Okay, open low lying land areas. Okay, now coming to the sources of solid waste. So first we have seen the definition of the solid waste. Okay, so next, what do you mean by municipal solid waste, right? Then what are the kinds of solid waste, that also we have seen. Right, now we are going to see the sources of waste. Okay, next one is sources of waste. So sources means what do you mean by a source? Yeah, tell me, what do you mean by a source? Excuse me. What is meant by source? Naresh Kumar. Naresh Kumar.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, what do you mean by a source? What do you mean by a source?
சோர்ஸ்னா அதுக்காக உள்ள திங்ஸ் ஆகும்.
ஓகே, இப்போ வந்து நான் ஒரு என்ன ஸ்லைடு நீ பார்க்குற?
சோர்ஸ் ஆஃப் சாலிட் வேஸ்ட்.
ஓகே, அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்?
சாலிட் வேஸ்டோட சோர்ஸ் என்ன?
அதான் நான் கேட்குறேன், தமிழ்ல என்ன சொல்லி பார்க்கலாம்.
இந்த வேஸ்ட் எல்லாம் இது மூலமா வருது.
எஸ், இது மூலமா
வருதுனா
எங்க இருந்து நம்மளுக்கு அந்த வேஸ்ட் கிடைக்குது, அதுதான் சோர்ஸ். சோர்ஸ் ஆஃப் இன்கம்னு சொல்றோம்னு வச்சுக்க, அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? உனக்கு எந்த விதத்துல உனக்கு பணம் வருது, ரைட்டா? அதுதான் வந்து சோர்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம், ரைட்? So when you are talking about the sources of solid waste, that means from where you are getting this solid waste, from where it is generated, right? So only that is called as a source. Okay. So here I have listed some sources, right? Bharanidharan, can you read the sources of solid waste?
Ma'am, something went wrong. Ma'am, black ஆயிடுச்சு ma'am. Screen தெரியல ma'am.
Just refresh it. So is it for Bharanidharan alone or everybody is facing the same problem? Is the screen visible for you all? See, you need to answer. Okay.
Visible, ma'am.
Right. Then Bharanidharan,
Ma'am.
a problem may be in your network.
Ma'am, cut பண்ணிட்டு வரேன் ma'am.
Okay. Akshay Kannan. Okay, Bharanidharan, you can go out and come back again. Yeah, he's leaving. Akshay Kannan. Akshay Kannan. கேக்குதா இல்லையா கூப்பிடுறது? படி பாப்போம். இந்த பிபிடில உள்ளத ரீட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம்.
ரெசிடென்சியல், கமர்ஷியல், இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல்.
இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் ஒழுங்கா படி.
மேம்
மூணாவது என்னடா இருக்கு? இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் இருக்கா, இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனல் இருக்கா?
இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனல்.
நெக்ஸ்ட்
கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் அண்ட் டெமாலிஷன். முனிசிபல் சர்வீஸ்.
முனிசிபல் சர்வீசஸ்.
அப்புறம் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் பிளான்ட்
சைட்.
இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல், அப்புறம் அக்ரிகல்ச்சர்.
ஓகே. ஸோ இதுதான் வந்து சோர்ஸ். எங்க இருந்தெல்லாம் சாலிட் வேஸ்ட்லாம் ஜென்ரேட் ஆகுதோ அதுதான் இங்க வந்து லிஸ்ட் அவுட் பண்ணியிருக்கோங்க, ரைட்டா? ஸோ ரெசிடென்ஷியல், கமர்ஷியல், இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனல், கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன், முனிசிபல் சர்வீசஸ், ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் பிளான்ட், இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல், அக்ரிகல்ச்சர். இதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல், அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் ரெண்டு செக்டார்லேருந்தும் வரக்கூடிய வேஸ்ட் வந்து இந்த முனிசிபல் சாலிட் வேஸ்ட்டுக்குள்ள வராது, புரியுதா? ஸோ முனிசிபல் சாலிட் வேஸ்ட் நம்ம ஷார்ட்டாக என்ன சொல்கிறோம்? MSW அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம், ரைட்? So other than the industrial and agriculture sector, all the waste, all the sources, all the waste that is generated from the remaining rest of the sources are called as a municipal solid waste. Is it clear, all of you? So when they are asking about the sources of solid waste, you can answer like this. You can list out like this: residential, commercial, institutional, construction and demolition, municipal services, treatment plant site. Okay, so municipal services in the sense the people will be sweeping the road. Road கூட்டுவாங்க இல்லையா? ரோடு கூட்டுவாங்க, ரைட்டா? அதெல்லாம் வந்து என்ன இருக்குன்னா முனிசிபல் சர்வீசஸ்ல வந்துடும், ஓகேவா? ஒரு சுவேஜ் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட், so apart from industrial and agriculture sector, the waste from the rest of the sector which is listed here are said to be municipal solid waste, right? Okay. So what is the need of knowing the source and the types of solid waste? Why do we need the material related to the sources and types, or information regarding the sources and types of solid waste, right? See, the knowledge of the sources and types of solid waste, as well as the information on the composition and the rate at which the waste are generated, disposed, is therefore essential for the design and operation of the functional elements associated with the management of the solid waste, right? So in the source-um solid waste oda sources-um solid waste oda types-um நம்ம எதுக்காக தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும் அப்படின்னா, இந்த சாலிட் வேஸ்ட்டை வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? அப்படியே வந்து விட போறது கிடையாது. என்ன பண்ண போறோம், அதை நம்ம வந்து மேனேஜ் பண்ண போறோம். மேனேஜ் பண்ண போறோம்னா என்ன அர்த்தம், அதை வந்து நம்ம ட்ரீட் பண்ண போறோமா இல்ல டிஸ்போஸ் பண்ண போறோமா. ஓகேவா, ஒரு வேஸ்ட் வந்து ஜென்ரேட் ஆச்சுன்னா ரெண்டு தான் பண்ண முடியும். ஒன்று அதை ஏதாவது ஒரு ஒரு சோர்ஸ் மூலிமா டிஸ்போஸ் பண்ணுவோம், இல்லைன்னா ஏதோ ஒரு சோர்ஸ் மூலிமா ட்ரீட் பண்ணுவோம். ரைட்டா. ஸோ இந்த ட்ரீட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் பிளான்ட் வந்து எவ்வளோ வேணும், ரைட்டா, எவ்வளோ பெருசு வேணும், எவ்வளோ சின்னது வேணுமா, பெரிய லெவலில் வேணுமா, ஓகேவா, அது ஒன்று. டிஸ்போஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு என்ன மாதிரி டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் டிஸ்போசல் நம்ம பண்ணலாம். ஸோ இதெல்லாமே நம்ம வந்து அனலைஸ் பண்ணி ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணி ஒரு 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 பிளானை வந்து போடுறதுக்காக தான் நம்மளுக்கு இந்த இது எங்கேருந்து ஜென்ரேட் ஆகுது, என்ன மாதிரி இந்த இந்த வேஸ்ட்ல வந்து என்னெல்லாம் இருக்கு, புரியுதா. ஸோ வெறும் பேப்பர் மட்டும் இருக்கா, இல்லை பேப்பரோட சேர்ந்து ஃபுட் வேஸ்ட் இருக்கா, ஃபுட் வேஸ்டோட சேர்ந்து வேறு ஏதாவது சுவேஜும் வருதா, ரைட்டா, இல்லைனா வந்து என்ன சொல்லலாம், லைக் இந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஏதாவது டிஸ்கார்டட் எலக்ட்ரானிக் ஐட்டம்ஸ் மாதிரி வருதா, இது எல்லாமே. ஸோ அதோட சோர்சஸ் வந்து என்ன, எங்கேருந்து வருது, அதில் என்ன காம்போசிஷன் இருக்குது, ப்ளஸ் என்ன டைப்ஸில் வந்து இதை நம்ம வந்து செக்ரிகேட் பண்ணலாம். இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சாதான் ஃபர்தராக நம்ம அந்த வேஸ்ட்டை வந்து எப்படி மேனேஜ் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம வந்து என்ன பண்ணலாம், டிசைட் பண்ணலாம், பிளான் பண்ணலாம். அதுக்காக தான் இந்த சோர்சஸ் அண்ட் டைப்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம அந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷனை தெரிஞ்சுக்கணுங்கிறது ரொம்ப கட்டாயம், இம்பார்ட்டன்ட், ரைட்டா. Okay, so coming to the classification, see the solid waste will be classified based upon the two categories. Okay, based upon the two categories. One is based on the generation, from where it is generated, and next one is based upon the type. Okay, now Prithvi.
Hello.
Can you read the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, come on, read it.
Solid wastes are classified on the basis of source of generation and type.
Yes, next.
Source-based classifications: residential, commercial, institutional, municipal, industrial, agriculture, open areas. Is it okay, ma'am?
Next. Type.
Type-based classifications: garbage, ashes and residue, combustible and non-combustible, bulky waste, street waste, biodegradable and non-biodegradable, dead animals, abandoned vehicle, construction and demolition, farm waste, hazardous waste, sewage waste.
Very good. Right. Thank you. So the solid waste can be classified based upon the source of generation and the type. Okay. Based upon the source, it is divided into the residential, commercial, institutional, municipal, industrial, agriculture, and open areas. And based upon the types, it is classified into garbage, ashes and residue, combustible and non-combustible, bulky waste, street waste, right? Biodegradable and non-biodegradable, dead animals, abandoned vehicles, construction and demolition waste, farm waste, hazardous waste, and sewage waste, right? Okay. See, when you're talking about the biodegradable and non-biodegradable, how much time it takes for the degradation? Okay, how much time it needs for degeneration or degradation? Okay, so let us see that you have three columns over here. First column denotes the category, second column denotes the type of the waste, and third column denotes the approximate time taken for the respective waste to degenerate, right? So first one is organic waste, such as vegetable and fruit peels, leftover foodstuff, etc. It takes a week or two, whereas paper takes 10 to 30 days to degenerate, cotton cloths 2 to 5 months, woolen items 1 year, and wood materials it takes some 10 to 15 years. So these are all the category of the biodegradable waste. So coming to the non-biodegradable waste, the types tin, aluminum and other metal, it needs nearly around 100 to 500 years to degenerate or decompose. Whereas plastic bags, just imagine, see, in the plastic you have got many classification based upon the thickness of the plastic and based upon the composition or the chemicals that is present. Okay, so generally I have given some general thing over here. So the plastic bags are, need some 1 million years for degeneration. So try to avoid using the plastic bags. Okay, it is not only harming the environment, it is also harming the cow, the goats, okay, and the dogs, right? So all those animals are harmed or hurt by the plastic bags by consuming it. Okay, fishes, okay, all these living things are hurt by these plastic waste discarded by man, okay, by the human being. Okay, so try to avoid those plastic bags. Then glass bottles, it is undetermined. Is pet bottle, okay, pet PET abina, it is not the brand name or it is not the name of the bottle, it is the chemical that is present in the plastic bottle, okay, PET, right? So under the non-biodegradable waste, we have seen tin, plastic bags, glass bottles, and how many period each and every waste or in need of for its degeneration, for its decomposition. Okay, the next one, okay, solid waste. Okay va? So இப்போ அந்த கார்பேஜ்னா என்ன combustible, non combustible and ashes, bulky waste அதெல்லாம் பார்க்கலாமா? So first வந்து garbage. So garbage அப்படிங்கிறது food waste, okay, waste from the preparation, cooking and serving the food. Then garbage includes market refuse, waste from the handling, storage and sale of the production and meat, sale of produce and the meat. Okay, so combustible and non combustible. Combustible includes paper, cardboard, cartoons, curtains, then wood boxes, plastic, rag, then cloth, etc. Non-combustible, metals, cans, glasses, bottles, crockery, stones, etc. Ashes includes residue from the fire used for cooking and heating building cinders. Okay, then bulky waste, large auto parts, tires, stoves, refrigerators, okay, other large appliances, furnitures, etc. Then trees, branches, stumps, etc. Then street waste, so street sweepings, dirt, leaves, etc., dead animals, then abandoned vehicles, then construction and demolition, roofing, scraps, right? Then broken concrete, plaster, then conduit pipes, etc. Then industrial waste, solid waste resulting from industry processing, manufacturing operations such as food processing waste, boiler house, cinders, wood, plastic and metal. Then hazardous waste, pathological waste, சொன்னேன் இல்லையா லேப்னு சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, the blood எல்லாம் டெஸ்ட் பண்ற இடம், pathological waste, then explosives, then radioactive materials, and animal and agriculture waste, manure, crop residue, இதெல்லாம் சரியா. நெக்ஸ்ட் sewage அப்படிங்கும்போது கோர்ஸ் ஸ்க்ரீனிங். இப்போ நம்ம போன செமஸ்டரில் பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா, வேஸ்ட் வாட்டர் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா. ஸோ அதில் வந்து வேஸ்ட் வாட்டர் இது ட்ரீட் பண்ணுற ப்ராசஸிங்லாம் பார்த்தோம், ரைட்? ஸோ இன் தட் ப்ராசஸ் யூ ஹேவ் ஸ்க்ரீனிங், செடிமெண்டேஷன் டேங்க், தென் coagulation tank, ஓகே. ஸோ யூஏஎஸ்பி இதெல்லாமே பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா, ட்ரிக்லிங் ஃபில்டர். ஸோ அதுலேருந்து வெளியில் வரக்கூடிய வேஸ்ட் அதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்ம என்ன சொல்கிறோம், சுவேஜ் வேஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். ஓகே. ஸோ these are all some examples given and where it is generated. இப்போ இந்த garbage, combustible ashes இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எங்கே ஜென்ரேட் ஆகுது, ஹவுஸ் ஹோல்ட் அண்ட் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன், கமர்ஷியல் பிளேசஸ். whereas this bulky waste, street waste இதெல்லாம் எங்கே ஜென்ரேட் ஆகுது, ஸ்ட்ரீட், சைட் வால், alleys and vacant plots etc. Then construction from the construction site, construction waste from the construction site, industrial waste from the factories, then hazardous waste from the household, hospitals, stores, industry. Then agriculture waste, it's from agriculture, right? Sewage, it is from sewage treatment plants, or the septic from the septic tank also, right? Okay. Right. So in this MSW subject, you must understand some basic definition, right? So MOEF, ULB, CPHEEO. So what do you mean by MOEF? Ministry of Environment and Forest. It is the nodal agency of the central government. See, everything, all the treatment process, all are looking after by this MOEF, Ministry of Environment and Forest. So what is the actual work that it is doing is listed here. This planning, promotion, coordination, rules and regulation related to pollution, environmental protection, wildlife, right? Information about the major initiatives such as compensatory, afforestation, fund management, etc. Then what is ULB? Urban local bodies. So what do you mean by urban local bodies? It includes panchayat, municipality, corporation. Then what is CPHEEO? Central Public Health and Environmental Engineering Organization. It is actually a manual. Okay, so in this manual, you have some standards about the sewage and sewage treatment plant, etc. Okay, so all these standards are listed here in the CPHEEO manual. Okay, it is actually released by the central government. Then and there it will be revised. Okay, it will be revised. Okay, so with that I will stop my lecture. We'll continue the lecture in the next class. Probably you have a class in the Wednesday, I hope. Okay, we'll see that. We'll see you in the next class. Okay, any doubts so far what I have taught? Do you have any doubt? If so, you can unmute yourself and ask me, or you can use a chat box. Nobody has doubts? Everything is clear? Right. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll be posting one MCQ. Right, you all should attend. Okay, so after attending that MCQ, you will be getting a certificate. I'll tell you at what time you need to open the link. You'll be given only 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes maximum. Okay, within that you need to answer the MCQ, right? Thank you very much. You all can leave. Thank you.